Hey everyone, how's it going? Five Finger Shuffle back here with another video, and we are about to do an account review for Acratius. So Acratius is a member of one of our guilds in the Shufflers community, um, and he's asked me to take a look at his account as a part of this series, but also to help him along as well. So we're going to take a look at that. I know he went to bed already, so we're going to collect all his stuff here. That way he is up to date. So this is what he said about his account. Need assistance on gear and what I should be using on the units that I have, more toward Guild Wars since I only have two 6 stars. I'm working on fodder for my next one, which I think should be my Clury, but with some of my newer pulls I have, she might not be the right one. I'm having difficulty on Abyss. I think I'm on 41 at the moment. I can only farm Wyvern 6 or 7 with my team of Angelica, Terranor Guards, Surin, and Falconer Clury. I'm working on class change for Hazel and Lorena. Sorry about the long post. Alright, so let's jump into his inventory and see kind of what he's got to start. Alright, so Angelica, flat HP, resistance, and HP. So this one's good for your level. That's not bad at all. The the other two need to be changed, right? Like resistance isn't really doing much for her, and the flat HP isn't doing much for her. So these two you need to switch. That's number one. That will greatly boost her overall HP pool if you can get HP percent on those two spots. It's a nice piece of gear. I mean, if this one has speed, but basically almost anything in there would be better. And you've got some stuff in here, not much. Maybe we'll take a look at that later. He did say he's got 2.2 million gold, so if we want to play with the gear, we can. And this one has speed and HP, so that's fine. It's really just these two and the chess piece we want to work on. Next up is Xeno. Looks like you're not real well, maybe you're using him. But again, we're noticing a theme. The uh, the ring and the pendant are in big trouble here. All right, Basar. Good, you've got speed on him. You built him as more of an attacker. Honestly, he's probably better on a speed set, because you would ideally want him to go first. You can build him on attack gear, but you probably want him to go first anyway. Kairon. Watcher Shuri is going to be fun once you get more into PvP. It looks like you've been limit breaking this, which is good. That'll help you with a lot of the harder floors. And then Surin, oh, nice RNL artifact just hanging out there. Clury, Hazel, Lorena. So you've already done the Clury specialty change, which is great. Oh, and you have a Tamarine down here. It's also good. And a Sid as well. All right, so you got some good stuff, and a Fighter Maya. What else you got hanging out down here? All right, so first thing, I would probably. It looks like you're trying to build a lot of like max 5 stars. Like everything you get, you're like, okay, let's 5 star it. And it's a very common thing at this point in the game, is because all your units are 5 star. So it feels like that's going to be really helpful, is to get you a max 5 star, because you can do other things, right? You could have other 5 star teams. At a certain point, you're going to be like, oh, that unit's only 5 star. I can't even use that yet because it's not 6 star. So try and think that way kind of ahead of time. Obviously, you're going to have to use some 5 stars, but if you can use all 6 stars, it's going to put you way ahead of the game. So first things first, you can actually use the Xeno. He's actually quite good. I don't have my account handy. Actually, maybe I do. What's my account currently doing? All right, I'll show you this in a minute. But my gear's not overly better. My Xeno gear's not overly better than yours, embarrassingly enough. And today we actually did a run of raid where we not only basically I wanted to try and beat 4 bosses in 3 runs so that I didn't have to keep going in and we could get more rewards. So we were able to pull it off. And because the last boss needed an AoE attack, and I don't have a lot of AoE attackers built, I actually ended up using him, and he worked for both bosses and on terrible gear. So I'm gonna actually pull him up for you, just so you can give you an idea of how little it actually needed in order to work. All right, so here's mine. So yours has 21k CP. Mine only has 24k CP. To put that in perspective, let me bring this up here. So, oh, now where'd mine go? There it is. So that one's mine. It looks very similar, right? The gear is not much better at all. I never use them. He's got a +3 set of boots, and the only reason they're +3 is because I just +3'd them. Like during the actual run, they were +0. The ring is not leveled at all. This piece here is not good, but I didn't have anything else, so I just stuck it on him. And then nothing on the left side is even touched. So I use that to get through, and he only has 8,300 HP. So let's close mine, and we'll bring yours back up. There we go. So he only has like less than 2,000 more HP than you, and I used him in the Raid Queen and on one of the other raid bosses in the same run, and he never died. So he can be very useful. He has a stun on his first skill. He's got an AoE silence on his ultimate, and he's also got some other CC in there as well. And he's can do decent damage with Joker. I actually have him on Joker for raids specifically, and my Joker is level 1 as well. And basically, I'm running him like this. Now the rest of my team is good, but still, it's don't sleep on this guy. Use him in your raid teams and in your abyss teams. Um, in your lab runs, I don't know if you are or not, but if you aren't, you should be using him. So that gives you kind of like a solid 1-2 punch, and he's probably doing decent damage for you too, I would assume. Um, by the looks of it, your third unit in your teams is probably Basar. Um, so given those 3 units, your next one is probably got to be Falconer Clury. So the reason behind Falconer Clury, whoops, I skipped over her. I know you mentioned that you might want to build her next, and I think I agree with that. And you have an Aureus artifact. Okay, so that pretty much that cements it right there. And you've got some decent gear on her, although I wouldn't run her on attack, but it's a good piece of gear either way. You really have been unlucky with these. So, and nice, you got this one on there too. So yeah, she's got some good gear already. Uh, and you got her on a speed set, which is amazing. The only thing I would probably do is try and switch the HP set to a hit set so you can get more accuracy. Because she only has 3% accuracy, and one of the main reasons you'll find that you're using her is for that defense break. You will do so much more damage if you run her as a defense break, because right now you don't have one. Nobody else on your team has a defense break. She's your only defense break in all of your units until Sid, and your Sid's not even max level yet. So you're gonna need her. My main comp is like Angelica Clury +2. If you run that, you can basically beat anything with anybody. You could run Angelica, Xeno, Clury +1, and I'm sure it'll work. So, unfortunately, you don't really have any like crazy single target damage dealers other than Watcher Shuri. I wouldn't invest in Surin any further just because she's not really good for Wyvern 11. So once you get to that point, you're going to be kind of stuck. What artifact is your Sid on? So I would maybe even consider putting her artifact on Sid, and he won't be good for Wyvern 11, but he's your best damage dealer. I mean, Watcher Shuri is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but he's gonna be more PvP. Um, as will Sid, but you can use them both together. You could do Lorena. That's definitely a thing that you might enjoy. Um, but I'm assuming you're far away from the specialty change. So let's look at your specialty change here and see how close you are. All right, not too far away. You're like halfway through the urgent missions um, and the adventure. You can end up using them both. The reason that I really like using, I mean, you can definitely use both, don't get me wrong. But the reason I like using Sid is because he's fast, right? And he hits with his ultimate, he hits like with element disadvantage or element advantage. So people like Lorena because she hits regularly. I mean, every single turn, she never has element disadvantage, right? He not only doesn't have element disadvantage, he actually has element advantage. So sort of like Luna's third skill, the unit that everyone's raving about, because she's female and has great physics. Everybody loves her, but people forget about Sid. So he might be your next big damage dealer. Let's jump into your Wyvern team so I can see kind of what's going on. Which floor did you say you're farming? You can only farm 6 or 7. Okay, so let's farm 7. Or try and farm 7. Oh, you haven't even completed 7 yet. Okay. So this will be interesting then. So normally I wouldn't recommend running Xeno in here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to switch these two. We're going to put Angelica in the front because she's most likely to get hit. So being water, she won't take as much damage. Clury, however, is going to take a crap ton of damage because she's nature. She's also your only damage dealer. So, or sorry, your only defense breaker. We didn't look at Zeracho's gear, so let's just not look at his gear for now. I'm going to switch these two. I'm not really sure why we're suddenly getting lag on this, but hopefully that fixes itself. You know what? You've invested in her already, so let's just see what this does. Because really, she's your only built damage dealer. Equipment inventory full. Feel like I've got too many things running right now. Let me close this. There, hopefully that helps. Oops. Always a good sign when you've got artifact charms, or not artifact charms, weapons charms sitting there. So at this level, I wouldn't like you can play around like you have to do your daily hunt run, right? So do your 1 or 2 or 3 runs a day or whatever you want to do. But I wouldn't necessarily farm it at this level. You're probably better off trying to farm up your team. Like spend your time doing Abyss and doing Lab and kind of seeing like what getting ready for your next 6 star. That's where I would spend most of my time now if I were you. It's so sad that Surin can't be used for Wyvern 11 because she has such amazing character art and such cool animations. I just don't know where she would really be used anymore now that she's not really viable for Wyvern anymore. I mean, she is for lower levels because of the debuffs, but in terms of like 6 starring her and heavily investing in her, I just don't think she's worth it anymore. So just so you know, Xeno is not ideal for Wyvern, but he's 6 starred, so that's why we're bringing him in here. Just having things 6 starred makes such a huge difference. And I mean, he's going to be getting if you're leveling him, if you're running him here, he will get slowly leveled as well, right? So that definitely helps as well. This is going to come down to basically who the boss hits. If the boss hits Surin, you're probably dead. We should probably have Surin in the back. That would have been a good idea. Just to prevent, it'll make it safer. I don't know if it's actually a lesser chance to hit people on the side as the back, but I don't know. It just feels like it should be. So whenever I have somebody really squishy, I try and put them in the back or someone I don't want to get hit. Oh, so you're actually outspeeding the boss. All right, so he hit Angelica first, which makes me think you should be okay. Oh, except Surin didn't do any debuffs. Surin, you have so much potential. Why you gotta be like that? Surin's just camera shy. Don't mind her. All right, so you got immunity up. There we go. So that should help. Your Clury hasn't even tried a defense break yet. So this is where you're going to get in trouble. Hopefully your Clury lands a defense break. How many turns has she taken that she hasn't even tried a defense break? That's weird. There we go. Alright, she actually landed it, which is crazy considering she only has 3% accuracy and has element disadvantage. And Surin landed no debuffs. So it looks like you're not going to break the shield here. It's close. You might. It's going to be really close. With the bleed, it might tick over. Oh, not quite. Just missed. Alright. Oh, we're still alive. Never mind. I feel like you got a little unlucky on that. Like, that could have been smoother. You're going to have some issues, obviously, with the landing that defense break. You go, Cern. Still alive. So this could have been much smoother if you would have landed the defense breaks and stuff like that. But, like, It's looking pretty good right now. As long as he doesn't get that shield up again, which he probably will. If you land this defense break, you still got a chance. Look at all those debuffs. So that's why you've got her on RNL now, so which kind of makes sense. He's trying to get through Wyvern, right? The extra turns adds the extra debuffs. It's going to be close as to whether or not you can get there. You have to go through one more shield. All right. So even if you don't break the shield, we'll arc you to make sure you get the achievement. Poor Surin. I do love her animations though. And seeing all those debuffs pop up is just so cool. So this is by no means going to be reliable. But now you defense break. I feel like you haven't skilled up her third skill, which would make this 100 times more reliable. Oh, okay, you got it. So you're going to do this without Archie. Nice. Congrats on your first Wyvern 7 clear. And you got a ring that hopefully we can use. It would be so nice if this is something you can put on, like if it's HP percent or something, and we can just put it right on Angelica. Hey, HP percent. Easy. That's going to be way better than your flat HP anyway, so even though she doesn't need a hit set, it's a step in the right direction. So you get 50 Drake Claws for your achievement. Oh, look at that. That's not bad. We're going to craft a pair of boots just to see if we can use them. Not really. That's too bad. Would have been nice if we got something crazy there. All right, so coming back here, what do you have on him? HP, attack, and crit chance. Attack, attack. Ooh, that flat attack, that stings a little bit. Ideally, this is crit chance for you. Um, she's landing a lot of debuffs despite her accuracy issues. Yeah, so you did the first one, which is a debuff chance, which isn't good. You really need to do +2 and +3 on her skill here, because it'll make it 100% and it'll reduce the cooldown. If you're going to use her in Wyvern as your only defense break, she 100% needs that cooldown reduced and to be the landing chance upgraded. See, those are probably your next two upgrades. Also, upgrading this will help keeping your team alive. So she absorbs damage that other people take. So, for example, your Angelica in the front line is going to be a lot safer um, with that skilled up a little bit. I feel like this should be used on somebody else. This is actually a really nice attack piece. You got crit rate with some, or attack, sorry, with crit rate and some tanky substats. I just don't know like who you would want to put it on. It's probably good on, honestly, you know who it's really good on is Hazel. If you end up building Hazel, it would be good on her. I know you, there she is. Because it's attack with which her heal scales based on attack, so it'd be good on her. But it's also got some tanky substats, which is going to help keep her alive, which you also need. So I think what you're going to want to do, this is 227. So she's at 9373. Oh wait, there's a ring. My bad. Yeah, we're definitely changing this. Oh, that's why you did that, is it took away your set. She doesn't really need... so frustrating. Alright, change of plans. We'll put that back on her just for the set, because it's giving you more HP than that is. And then... Are you doing the same thing here? You are. Do you have anything... what you really need is an accuracy ring here. HP percent hit ring would be freaking amazing. Let's scroll through these really quick and see if we find anything like that. Oh, what's Lorena got on her? Alright, that makes sense. You do want crit chance on her, so we won't steal it from her. See, she's already got next to nothing on her. We might even just take this. Why do you have random gear on people you're not using? Stop doing that. I think the real answer is that you're using them for Guild War when you lose a unit, which makes sense. Wow, you have a lot of Joker artifacts. I don't think you need this many. I would use like a couple of them to limit break the other ones, to be honest. Like keep two, but I don't think you'll ever use more than two at once. If this was only a percentage, it would be like a godsend for you. We're gonna do 3 of these. I promise I won't do more. But just in the off chance. Damn it. Alright, I owe you nine sky stones there. Okay, so realistically, I think this has to go on Clury either way. Because this piece is going to be better used elsewhere. Attack is no good for her. The defense is good and the HP is good, but you already got this on this other piece. And you've got effectiveness on it, which is even better. So we're going to switch that. Ideally, you find another effectiveness piece for here, and that'll boost you at least a little bit. It'll get her up to about 30% effectiveness. And once you level that, it'll make her tankier, which is going to help you a lot. The other option is putting it on her and taking this off and putting the HP piece that she has on in this spot. All right. I'm gonna try not to waste too much of your gold changing things around, but I think this is just gonna be better. This way you still have the set bonus. So she's already got 100 more HP, and these aren't even touched yet. So definitely a step in the right direction. No matter what you get from rolling this HP one, it'll be an improvement. I wouldn't roll this one. It's not going to do you much good. Flat HP, it's just filling a spot for now. Now, as for clearing, I know you like that attack piece, but this might be a better option. This will give her the effectiveness she needs. Now, you desperately need an HP percent piece for this slot, but we're going to put the defense piece in there for now. And then now you've got 5 HP pieces, so you can sub out one that's just not cutting it. So these bottom two are great. This top one can probably change. So this has effectiveness, which would be good. Ideally, you want speed and effectiveness. So 3%, 3%, none. 6% effectiveness. So I think for now we'll put this on. It's cheap. It's an easy switch. When you get a chance, ideally, this amulet and this weapon are both going to be hit chance. So you can craft the hit chance one for the weapon. You just got to get lucky and find one for here. And same thing for, so hit chance for clearing, and basically anything for this spot, to be honest. But that'll help a lot. So she's already up to 18% effectiveness. If you add a hit chance set in there, that brings her up to about 40, and she's almost where she needs to be. Also, we made her a little faster, and she'll also be a little tankier once you get an HP percent piece in there. Now, you do have, I haven't even upgraded that yet. Okay, so you've got her on the lifesteal set, so I understand you not wanting to change her. Double crit, that makes sense. Double HP, double crit, and double defense. So maybe, I know you're trying to go for a set here, but maybe this would be better. I know you're obviously using him, so this will make him tankier. It'll give him some more crit rate, and it's also more attack. And so you're losing your, and that's fine, really. We'll see what else you have, but well, you have a crit chance piece here. You might want to use that on somebody. If you're using Kayron, you might want to put it on him. Doesn't look like you are, though. Defense HP, you're just building him as a tank. I mean, it could work. So yeah, I mean that should work for 7. You've got the right idea. The other person I want to look at is here's Zerato. See how you're using him. So he's like a stun bot, right? He's not a huge damage dealer. I like speed. Effectiveness works. I don't know if you need the crit chance. I know you don't have many options. Um, you're kind of trying to go hybrid-ish. I would keep using him, but he is a good. Oh, you've even put Malagors into him. I mean, if you really like this guy, go for it. Use him in Guild Wars to maybe go first and stun. It's not a bad idea. All right, let's. Next up is Abyss. So you said you were stuck on Abyss. Stage 41. I don't remember what this floor is, so interesting. So she's not really great for Abyss. She's okay. You'd probably be better off with somebody that has what element is this? Fire. You could use her there. Maybe we'll try your magical Zerato. I mean, ideally, it would probably be Sit or Lorena, whichever one you prefer. I feel like these other three could probably do it by themselves. It doesn't really matter who else you put in here. So we're going to put Surin in because she will help with the boss with the bleed damage. But you could even put another healer in here. If you want to put Tamarine in here and just like take forever to clear it, you could do that too. This is starting to get a little long, so after this, we'll probably call it. All right, while this is autoing, let me see what else you said in your thing. Need assistance on gear. More toward Guild Wars. I only have 2 6-stars working on the next one. Having difficulties with Abyss and Wyvern. Oh, you did say you're normally running Terran Guard. So Terran Guard could go in that last spot. Terran Guard would make a lot more sense than Xeno. That being said, at this point, Xeno's just good. Um, honestly, your team's probably better in terms of Wyvern 11. Your team's probably better with the Terran Guard over Surin. So I wouldn't 6-star her next. Clura you'll use everywhere. She'll get you through everything. So I'm all for 6-starring her next. I think you should. Um, that and she's your only defense break. So if she dies, you die. Here, let's take this off auto. I feel like this should work though. I see no reason why this team wouldn't work. If it's not working, it's just purely a gear issue at this point. Yeah, like that poor Clury is so squishy. Um, she should not be getting one shot there. So her being a 6-star and having her gear upgraded that we just changed would change everything, right? Without her, you're going to struggle here because you don't have a defense break again, but you need her. So that's the answer to your question about Abyss. Oh, we're not, yeah, we don't even need to finish this. I would keep purifying. You're in bed now, so we're going to purify for you. Make sure you do this every day. It'll give you more food and more gold. I know you're not short on gold, but that should help a little bit. Yeah. So in terms of Guild Wars, pretty sure you've done your Guild War fights. Because I'm pretty sure we looked. This hurts, by the way. We have 2 attacks left. I don't know if the 2 people who haven't attacked are going to use them. There's only 20 minutes left in the war. We're down 46-20 to 46-50. We're only 30 points back. If we could win a battle against anybody, then we would win this war. But we just can't seem to finish it off. It's not. Oh, wait. Maybe it is it you? If it is you, we're going to try. Oh, no, it's not you. You used all your attacks. So sad. Does it let us come in and just not start? No, it won't. I thought maybe it would let us go in and like play with the teams, but it doesn't. So in terms of Guild War comps, it's hard for me to give you any advice because I can't see who you're fighting, right? Um, Honestly, your best bet with only two 6 stars, for the most part, is probably to stack one team and just fight for the draw. If you're fighting other 5 stars, we'll try and give you some comps. So you only having only one healer is going to make things difficult. You do have a second one down here, which she's obviously not ready because you don't have any gear for your main one. So that's okay. Just be careful about using her, obviously. See how tanky she is. Yeah, she's not ready yet either. So she'll be a fantastic tank. She against So one of the most common things that you'll face is something like a Lorena. If you have a Lorena or an Axe God you're facing, you would put Fighter Maya in, and then you can bring any two attackers, and you're fine. Because the Lorena and the Axe God are just going to hammer away on her, and they're not going to be able to kill her. And in the meantime, you can kill them. So if you're fighting one of them, you would probably bring her, Angelica, and whoever you're going to bring as your damage dealer. Probably probably Sid, but Watcher Shuri. Actually, you can't use Watcher Shuri because he's light. So you wouldn't want to bring another light champion. You could bring Surin, you could bring Kairon, you could bring Visar, you could bring Xeno. It doesn't matter. I would probably save Xeno for your second comp. But if you're going to try and attack a Lorena, that's probably your best bet. Is the light tank, who's going to be Fighter Maya, so you'd have to upgrade her gear and get her as tanky as possible. Probably change this because that's not going to help her much unless you're fighting in against Abyss or something like that. You don't really have a lot of options, but maybe something that could make her tankier. So you'd run that. Maybe a Sid and Angelica, and basically you're not going to die because Angelica can help keep her alive. She keeps herself alive, and then you can just go and pick people off one by one. Your second comp, because you're struggling for the healer, you're probably going to go Clury with Watcher Shuri. So Clury goes first. Actually, you know what? Watcher Shuri ignores defense, so you don't even need Clury. So you could go Clury Surin or Clury Basar, Clury Kairon. So Clury goes first, and then your attacker goes second. You probably back it up with Xeno just because he's your next 6 star. If you're going to run Watcher Shuri, you'd probably want to run a Hazel to attack buff before him, or a Tamarine. Tamarine might be nice just because there's a second heal in there. So like Xeno in front with Tamarine and Watcher Shuri might work, but that's just a couple combinations. Hopefully that gives you some ideas as to the answers to your questions. Honestly, it's just going to come down to gear. Keep farming up your next 6 star, which is going to be Clury by the looks of it. 6 star her, um, level up your gear the best you can. I know you don't have a lot of stuff that you're going to want to level to max yet, but just level it even a little bit. Like, say, for example, this one. Leveling this just a tiny bit is going to make a big difference, right? You don't have anything to level at the moment, but when you get your stones and stuff, like every time I do lab, the reason I do lab every single day, oh my God. Okay, so you have 1600 stones. I was going to end the video here, but we're going to do something for you. Um, you can this is really all there is to buy with your stones. Don't worry about these. You can buy accessories and you can buy charms. So let's start off with some accessories. Ah, I didn't see what that was. I didn't even know you could do that. Oh, you can't see what it is. Never mind. So these are going to be all rings and pendants from here. So because you have none, this is like your gold mine for now. I would live in here for the next little while. And anything flat stat you can use, or any of the bad ones you can use to level up the other ones. I keep forgetting you can't click on that. We're going to keep going until we get something decent. Or at least something exciting to look at. All right, that could be a good one. Ideally, that's attack percent. And these, I wish the level of level 22s would be lower. That one could be good. Hoping for crit rate on that one or attack. Let's do a couple more. All right, two more. That'll bring you down to 900. All right. So we're gonna help out your units here a little bit. So don't forget, we did take off that one piece of gear. So we're gonna take any flat stats. So this one, it's the only flat stat you got. Interesting. I mean, that's good. You also don't really need, like, you don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need, well, we're gonna leave the speed one because you might want it. Never mind, there's another one up there. So go like that. That'll bring you to +3. So you get an extra 4% defense and a little more HP. She's almost at 10k HP already. See if you get anything for here. Does it have to be health set? Yeah. Alright, so let's see what you got. You got a couple flat stats. You got some HP pieces, HP percent. Unfortunately, they're on attack pieces, but honestly, it's probably a step up from what you've got right now anyway. This is great for you. Crit chance on a crit rate set. So it's basically the same as this one. So you could use it on somebody else. Maybe on her. I know this is legendary, but you're really getting nothing out of this. You're getting, I mean, it's got HP and defense substats, but that's it. This you probably want to leave the same because it's going to roll better once you roll it. And this one we can change. So we could put defense on here if we wanted to, but I think this is going to be better. It's going to give you HP and defense. So you're almost at the same, like you're only losing a little bit of defense, but it's going to help make her tankier. So let's do the same thing. We'll get rid of some of these really bad ones. There you go. So that should help her a little bit. You've still got your speed set, which is good. This at least has speed on it. What did we pick up any of those stones? I don't even remember. Oh, we did. We put it on him. I forgot we put that on him. So he's gonna hit a lot harder now. But yeah. Hopefully that helps. What is this? Oh, okay. That's pretty nice. You got a nice HP chunk on there. But that'll give you some more gear to play with. You can also, as you get really good stuff, you can use those coins. Don't be scared to use them. You're always going to get more. It's definitely going to help. If you want to unload the last 900 on more gear pieces, you can do that too. Um, I would maybe even recommend it. I just don't want to use them all for you. But yeah, hopefully that helps steer you in the right direction. Best of luck in Guild Wars. If anybody watching this video is interested in a account review, just jump onto my Discord and post in the account review section. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you all next time with another video. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.